So I saw a handful of other Dokkan battle YouTubers doing their top 10 lists, and I'm like, hey, you know what, I'm just gonna throw my hat into the ring. We're gonna do my own top 10 Dokkan Fest LR slash Carnival LR tier list, just to kind of give my little thoughts here and explanations of where I kind of like the units. I think I would say every unit that's on this list, though, like every unit here is definitely usable in some situations, except for probably you. I guess gotta go and hit probably shouldn't be here really, but I feel like besides that, every other unit here definitely is pretty strong, and I wouldn't say necessarily have contentions to be on the list, but at the very least they would all fit what I consider honorable mentions. So yeah, but basically that's it. So let's just start off with our number 10 spot. Let's hop straight into it. LR Metacooler having number 10. I think he's just quite powerful. Just, I mean, his just pure stats really good. He's very key sufficient, right? He gets key 2 here, then he can build up to key 4 there with the multiplicative stats. Pretty good super attack effects. I like that he does great lower attack. That's pretty powerful and can be very helpful for a lot of situations in, say, you know, the Metacooler core. Red zone, right? A lot of red zones can be debuffed, so that's pretty good to see. And even we have like something like burst mode upcoming, which burst mode can be quite challenging. So if we ever get a situation where you need to use this guy, he can greatly lower attack. You can keep the attack debuffing on, and that seems to be like a really good strategy. So that's good to see. You know, just generally useful for a lot of content attack lowering. He has this free revive. It's so potent, being able to revive just whenever, and that's really good because of how hard these enemy super attacks hit. I feel like, oh, you'll hear me talking about this a lot, but characters that have ways to combat, you know, these like very strong enemy super attacks, I think that's a huge reason why I would like them on these lists, because most characters just can't combat that besides these mega top tier options, right? And one reason why I really like him here, on top of all else, is that healing. Even besides the revive, which is a full heal, he has a lot of consistent healing. 10% starter turn, 10% at the end of turn if he receives an attack. You know, if you're under 50% HP, you get another 10%. If there's a Metacooler attacking on the same turn, there's another 5%. And you know, these free-to-play Metacooler types, some of them are pretty good, like the AGL one and the physical one, I really do like. A lot of them have their own special kind of abilities. Very good link set, works really well with his teams. His active skill also provides an extra 30% heal, right? Very good. He works very well in the LR Cooler team. He could be a slot 1 unit because of this free revive. And yeah, this guy's just amazing. Really, really strong unit, and I absolutely adore what he did with his line. I think he definitely deserves to be number 10. I would say, though, the only thing I would change is if this guy gets an actual, like, 200% leader skill like team that works for him, and with this guy, and he can go out, like if we got like a Rose that's like a 50% support or something, this guy could potentially see myself putting him at 10 even. But for now, I just think that Metacooler is just in a better spot, and you know, like the situation with this guy is, even though this guy feels a better unit. I like this Metacooler a lot though. Very, very strong and great addition. So enough there with my number 10 spot. Next, we move on to my number 9 spot, which, if you saw my mouse just move over him, the LR Ultimate Gohan, quote-unquote Beast Gohan that we got for this New Year celebration. This guy's really good. I just want to preface that and say that. However, he does have issues. I've seen a lot of people, you know, enjoying using this guy recently for sure, but I've seen a lot of people acting like his issues aren't also prominent, and I feel like they are very, very prominent, right? I think the biggest thing with him is key. Unfortunately, this guy has key issues, and it just really clashes very badly with this kit, because this guy obviously wants to get super attacks, get this off. He wants to get super attacks, you know, or high key to be able to get this part of his passive, which is like half of his power probably. And while this additional key 1 per key sphere is nice, the thing is that he doesn't have any major key link, right? Shocking speed is not going to cut it. Shocking speed, the units you want to run with this guy are prepared for battle units, sane lineage units. You're not going to run him with shocking speed units, you know. If you know, like Power Awakening Piccolo had shocking speed, I'd understand. But it doesn't even have that, right? Most of the good units in the game do not have the shocking speed key link, so that's just an issue. His active skill doesn't really hit hard, right? That's an issue as well. I do like his super attack effect. So he has the debuffing, the greatly raising attack and defense here. The super attack is fine as well. And he has a pretty good leader skill. I do like his leader skill as well. I think it was a very strong team. You could probably argue even superheroes, not probably movie heroes, still the best team by far, but that's still pretty strong. Superheroes could be a really potent leader skill in the future. But yeah, this guy at least does have ways to combat against some super attacks, like a high chance to nullify, Ki Blast super attacks. And if you're able to get his Ki, then he could be going crazy. He could do like 17 mil into like 12 mil into 14 mil. Then he can nullify your Ki Blast super attack from the enemy. This guy has the guard for the first 3 turns, so I've seen a lot of people say he's really good against Meta Cooler Core. And I would agree, because unless he's in slot like the first rotation, if he's in the second or third rotation, he's going to have his guard for at least one rotation in the final fight. And with his guard up, with his defense built up a little, he can tank extremely well against the Meta Cooler Core super attack. He could definitely eat that, because that's how potent guard is with that level of defense he's at. But once the guard runs out, against bosses like Meta Cooler Core, against some of these bosses that won't do Ki Blast super attack, let's say the Gammas, right? We're going to get the Gamma red zones. They don't do Ki Blast super attacks, so you won't be able to utilize that. A lot of these bosses recently are just not really doing these Ki Blast super attacks. So that's, again, that could be an issue. It's a way to combat some of these, but like, I feel he could have had more. And the fact that this is a great chance, and then he has to get super attacks to build this up, does suck as well. Because even if we hit the 20 Ki, even with his Ki struggles, if you find a way to hit that, like if you have God Goku next to him, if he doesn't super attack, then he doesn't build up these stats, right? I just feel like you look at this guy and there's a lot of flaws to his Ki, unfortunately. I feel like they didn't really think through. Again, because if you can't get the Ki, I see people who struggle to get the 18 Ki. He can't get this and he can't build up. He can't get this and he can't do the damage that, is truly meant for him. On his active skill turn, if you get the active skill off, he doesn't have to hit these conditions because the active skill already counts them for him. But besides that turn, not really the best. I don't know. This guy, he could be better for sure. I would say he's definitely better than Metacooler, and by definition, he's good. He's on a top 10 list. He is good still. I want to clarify. He's a strong unit. However, if we're going to compare him to these other top 10 units, I can't put him above these other units because I feel like they just have better kits. And that's just my personal opinion, but this is why I have this LR Ultimate Gohan at number 9 right here. Unfortunately, probably one of the, like if I would say, Dokkan Fest, how high they ranked when they first released, probably one of the lower ending, a lot of Dokkan Fest, I don't really, Dokkan Fest releases, and besides, Raditz, which is, he's a different story. Besides him, we don't really put units, at 9 when they first released, like a brand new Dokkan Fest TUR, right? I would say, even LRs, right? Besides, the LR Super Saiyans, I don't even think they're this low, at the time they released, so that's just unfortunate for Gohan, but yeah, Gohan's still a good unit, though. He should have transformed to Beast. So next, we do actually have the LR Super Saiyan Force at number 8. I feel like people are going to be, confused, but if you see the rest of the list, I kind of think maybe some people will get why. I think this guy is really good. They're similar to the LR Gods, right? But the thing is that they just don't have a partner. I think that's the biggest issue. Them having Shocking Speed since day one, I was saying, that's just an issue. Because Shocking Speed is just not a great key link. GT is a link that doesn't really get buffs too often, right? GT, has a lot of representation in the game already. And, it gets buffs at times, right? But, this past year, the only GT, actual buff we got besides Super Saiyan 4s was Pan, right? So they don't really buff GT too often, right? And Shocking Speed, again, is a key link that I'm saying is not that great. This guy shares, some key, he actually shares links with the Ultimate Gohan, funny enough, but I don't know if you're going to really run, that as rotation. Come remember how Shocking Speed, First Battle, Legendary Power, you can, but, none of them are slot 1 units, right? No, this guy, again, just very strong. I feel like I don't have to really focus on how good they are. We know how good they are, right? They have the counter chance with the transform. The active skill is probably the best part about them, because with the stacking attack, the guarantee crits for the turn, they have this nullification, again, helps combat against super attacks. Like I said, the high chance counter helps combat against super attacks, right? Very, very good. They even have damage reduction to help them against normals. they have no key issues. I feel like even like if you're running them like as a floater on like Vegeta and Trunks' team, because they get 2 key per key sphere obtained, like it's way less key issues than what this guy is. I feel like this unit just accomplishes what this guy wants to do, but better. Kind of similar with the Year 7 gods, but I feel like the Year 7 gods also just have a better spot, right? So if this guy had an actual team, you can even be up like 5, like 6, right? He's still really good. It just, he doesn't have that setup that he really, really wants, unfortunately. So that's why he is down here. If we get like a dual Dokkan Fest Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta again, maybe, right, next year. But by that point, there probably will be another Power Cube jump. Like, let's say like it's the Golden Week or something. There's like going to be the 8th anniversary Power Cube jump. We're going to have a bunch of new Dokkan Fest 2Rs and LRs out, right? I'm not going to say it's like too late for the guy to be good, but I wouldn't even be surprised if he's not even in this top 10 list by that time, right? That's how Power Creep does work, man. Like, I could see, like, all 4 of the anniversary LRs just fit on this list, and this guy's just pushed out. Like, these 4 spots right here, just done. They're all pushed out, right? Next we have the Carnival LR Super Saiyan Goku, the STR1. I think this guy is actually really, really good. I actually think that besides the counter, he's pretty much just very similar to Gogeta, except that he has actual, like, good link set, I feel. Well, Gogeta's link set's good, but he has prepared for battle, so he has, like, way less key issues, I feel. He has a lot of better teams and a lot of better setups, I think, for him. I think that's very important. This guy's good, for sure. Really, really strong. He's an LR on JP and not Global Red, so I'll kind of explain a little more. I think the best part about this guy is that on top of everything he's doing, he's a support unit. And I think that's really, really important to think about. He's also supporting their whole rotation. So he's helping everyone tank better. He's helping everyone more consistent with key. You know, maybe this guy, and then, well, what happens is him giving everyone 2 key means that you could save a lot of the key for this guy to get his 24 key super attack. He gets 9 key in his passive. And then if you're at like 6 key start of turn, you consider prepared for battle. This good dude could resetting at 17 key start of turn, which if you're saving key for him, you know, or get like with the key sphere, you have like Tech God Goku on the team, right? You can have this guy, you know, get his 24 key super attack pretty consistently, right? I feel like much more consistent than what this guy would be doing, you know. He also has the Scouter, and then if you, well, I'd say the Scouter and even the active skill, if you can get these off, you basically win. Because by the turn you get the Scouter, which you get it with the 10th hit, you also would have the active skill most likely. The active skill does a lot of damage. Also against supports, he does all crits during the turn. And then what happens is when you use the active skill, it activates this for the turn. So he's always going to get the additional super attack. This is very, very powerful unit. And then his stats, I feel like, well, he can't tank like Cell Max super attacks. I feel like every other boss in the game he's able to tank because he has a 30% damage reduction. I like this guy a lot. I think he's very, very powerful. And then even then you have the Scouter if you get the 10 hits during battle, which, you know, if you get the Scouter off, you're really, really set to go. So we'll see how this guy ages. I just think he's in a better situation. He does more damage probably than even, well, he definitely doesn't do more damage, I feel like, than Ultimate Gohan, but I feel like he'd do more damage than, like, you know, the Year 7 units. And I like this guy a lot, for sure. I just think he's, I'm a big fan of this guy, actually. He's just good. He's just kind of basic-ish, but good. But yeah, my favorite part is the support, and then it would be the Scouter. If like the Scouter was like 7 hits, then it would probably be the Scouter, but it is 10 hits, so you're not going to get it in a lot of situations, unfortunately. But it does have it in his back pocket. This guy's good. I like him a lot. So that is STR Carnival Goku at 7. At 6, we're going to have LR Golden Frieza here. I think, yeah, LR Golden Frieza. I'll close some of these tabs here. LR Golden Frieza. He's also, again, I think he's on Global, like on the 16th of this month, unironically. I think he's very soon on Global, so Global players will kind of get it. But this guy is, like, the second best unit on the Cooler team, by far. I think easily. This dude is, you know, he's always double super attacking. I think that's very important to consider, right? But the biggest part, obviously, is that damage reduction. This, you know, even when the full damage reduction runs out, he's able to eat super attacks as long as he's not type advantage. So I think, you know, if we consider Broly, like at the end of Broly, he's able to eat Broly super attacks. I think Maybe not before he attacks, but especially after he super attacks, 100% he's able to eat those. And keep in mind, he'll get this extra defense right here for the rest of the battle, which is multiplicative once he gets 5 or more supers off. That helps offset the fact that he's losing the damage reduction per the turns. But like if we consider like Metal Cooler Core, that's a shorter fight. You know, you get to like he'll have still like 50-60% reduction by the time you get to that final fight. He has a lowering attack and defense. He's always double supering. His performance, he does actually really good damage, especially once he gets his, where is it at? This extra attack, where is it? Yeah, he gets key to an attack plus 50% for the rest of the battle after receiving 5 more attacks. Once he gets this off, this dude's doing like 13 mil into like 10 mil at super attacks, right? Guaranteed double supering. He's doing a lot of damage. Pretty good damage for like a unit that's designated to be a tank. Good link set. Issue, unfortunately, he doesn't have big bad bosses. He's on a lot of teams. And he's just going to age well. This guy is going to age probably better than every single unit on this list. This dude, turn 1 with his 80-90% reduction. He's probably the best unit in the game. Just that very first turn. There's like no one else that could do what he does, unfortunately. Well, I guess fortunately for him, I guess, right? Now, the unfortunate aspects for this guy, he doesn't have a good leader skill. And then, again, no big bad bosses sucks, but I feel like especially the active skill doesn't really do anything. Though I feel like this doesn't take away from him, it's just that he doesn't really do it as good as other units. I feel like a lot of other units' active skills, even like Ultimate Gohan, his active skill, you know, Beast Gohan, hits harder than what this guy's would be. That's the only issue there. I feel like this could have done something. Maybe it could have even healed or something, right? Who knows? He's, again, a lot of teams. I wish I had big bad bosses, but that's really it. This guy is like, I feel like he's very basic, like in terms of what other units are doing. He's damage reduction, large stats, double supering, you know, at times debuffing. But it's not like it's not like he's like, you know, scouter, dodging, support, you know. In slot 1 he does this, in slot 3 he does this, right? He's just kind of straightforward, and I think that's good still, because he's a really good straightforward unit. I think he's a unit that when you use him, you'll kind of understand how really strong he is. So, unfortunately, global players can't really explain the best, but I'm sure if you've seen videos of this guy, he's really good. I mean, I even took him against Max, and he did do pretty well against the Max super attack, right? On that very first rotation, so he's good. I definitely like him a lot. Okay, so next we have the LR Gods. Yes, I do have the LR Gods and the Super Saiyan 4 separated. Maybe some people won't like that, but I don't care. I think that the LR Gods are just in a much, much better situation than the LR Super Saiyan 4s. They have a much better leader skill. They have much better link set, I feel, compared to what the game is right now. I think their kit was always better. That's just a personal thing, but I always liked the guaranteed double super attack. Again, yeah, I hit the 20 key, but that's not an issue for this unit. They get 2 key per key sphere obtained. And then, you know, if you have them with Tech God Goku, there's no issue whatsoever. You know, this unit is very easy to hit their key conditions. And again, on their active skill turn, even in the situation that you can't hit their key conditions, this does activate that, kind of similar to what Beast Gohan is. But, I mean, call me crazy, but this unit is just, I feel like, a better version than LR Ultimate Gohan, right? I mean, I should even bring it up, kind of show the comparison. They're just, not only they're in a better spot, like I kind of was looking at this the other day, and it's like, yeah, basically just a better version, right? You know, this unit, they have the stacking, which is pretty powerful. They have better super attack effects, I feel. I like the super attacks better than this one. They're kind of similar. This guy is a stun and the lower attack, but I think this stable enemy action is too powerful. And again, the 100% plus 50% with the guaranteed double super attack at 20 key is much better than the great chance double super at 20 key, right? That's better, right? And on top of that, this guy has dodging. I think just being able to dodge against everything and being able to get up to like a 50+% chance to dodge with rainbow key spheres is better than the high chance to nullify key blast supers, probably, right? This guy gets 2 key per key sphere obtained, right? It's just, you kind of look at it and you're like, he is super effective. It's at 16 key besides having to hit 24 key. Like, he's just a better version of this Beast Gohan, which is kind of sad, but funny at the same time. He's on a lot of relevant teams. His own team, like you could run this guy as a movie heroes lead still, and you could run like a sane centric movie heroes, the LR gods, Tech God Goku, Carnival Goku. You can even throw Piccolo as a floater on the team, right? You can probably run PyCon, I think, on that team, right, as a supporting unit, right? Kid Goku could work on that team. I feel like the LR, like the movie heroes team, is just so dumb. And then Power Beyond Super Saiyan could very easily get strong. Okay, can you let me click on this? Power Beyond Super Saiyan could easily get just way better into this next year. Like Blue Fusion's easy A, and then you have like 2 mega strong options for their Count Caulifla could easy A, very easily, right? We could get a new Rose. We can get probably even a new Blue Goku, Blue Kaioken Goku, a Super Saiyan 4 Goku, right? There's a ton of options that we can get probably for this team. Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, a new Blue Evolution Vegeta, who knows, right? Power Beyond Super Saiyan is just a very vast kind of category and a lot of different units we can get for there, but I don't really have to explain too much about what these guys do. I'm sure we all understand how good these guys are, so I have my 5. That's just my personal opinion. Next we do actually have Carnival LR Goku. So the reason why I like this guy better than the gods is I think that obviously, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you probably know I'm more of a defensive type of guy. So if you're an offensive kind of like player, I can see if you would like the gods better than Carnival Goku. But Carnival Goku just his basic defense stacking plus guarding plus the revive skill. He's on literally every relevant team. He has a great link set, again, that basic Super Saiyan Goku link set I was talking about. Even his own leader skill, I think he is a pretty good lead for that team. The only issue is that, like, with obviously the double Carnival Goku, if you revive with one, you can't revive twice during battle, so the other one won't really have his guard if you revive and go to the next turn at 59% HP. You won't have that guard, which would suck, but that's, like, the only issue with that kind of setup right there. He's good. I really like him. He could even do some pretty solid damage. He does get super effective against all types, and then this multiplicative defense after receiving an attack. This guy at rainbow level could do like 9 mil, even 10 mil attack stats, super effective. That's not bad at all for how defensively good he is. I like this guy a lot. His active skill even has a nullification. Unfortunately, it doesn't really hit hard, but at least it has that nullification ability. I still would say it definitely hits weaker than like LR Ultimate Gohan's probably. Maybe if the crit doesn't go off, but yeah, that's what I would say. Again, kind of like Golden Frieza is very basic defense, good slot 1 unit, very important. I like this guy a lot. I don't really feel like I had to really justify too much why I like this guy for, but that's kind of some extra reasons why, I guess. Number 3, I actually do have Cooler. I actually, I said I was a defensive guy. I do have Cooler above him. I think Cooler, let's say like in a year from now, Cooler probably I would like have Carnival Goku above Cooler. But the thing is with Cooler is he's actually pretty good defensively, right? I feel like, contrary to what a lot of people feel, he has a guaranteed double super, he has a guaranteed additional super attack, I'd say, which is a 50% raise. This man's starting off I've seen him as high as 600k, 700k defense out of turn, which is crazy. Obviously that's very supported, and then he gets the double super attack, guaranteed once he does 10 attacks, right? He's very ki sufficient. He has no issues with ki. He's probably, I've seen the most damaging unit in the game. Probably, I feel like the number 1 spot is probably more damaging, but this guy's easily one of the most damaging units in the game, especially once you get his active skill off with the stacking attack and his 18 ki. That does so much damage. His link set's really good. He had this whole year, his entire team is just full of these 2022 units that released, which is also very, very good. They were building up this guy ahead of time. Obviously, we have Cooler. This guy got his Easy A. We got LR Golden Frieza. Even this full power Frieza is a pretty nice option there on the team. Metal Cooler is another 2022 unit. Even all the free-to-play coolers are there. Even this guy is pretty solid to run on the team. Cooliza. Where's Cooliza? Cooliza, I feel like, is a very solid, unit to be able to run in the team as well. There's a lot of these 2022 units that released this year that work on his team and help him become the best he is. This AJ Golden Frieza is obviously very good. This guy got his easy as well. Turles, I feel like you could run as a floater in the team, right? This guy has a lot of options that are actually relevant to help him make him him, right? He's that guy, right? For sure. And then if you do get these to pop off and his hidden potential additional super attack, like if he gets this, all these are super attacks, and then he's raising his defense greatly. He gets the additional super from his hidden potential. He has his active skill. Like on that specific turn, I feel like he is like, you know, that guy, the best unit in the game probably. But it's just not really too consistent for that to happen all the time, obviously, which is why I feel I would not have him at number 1, because there is still the RNG aspects. While there is some consistency to him, at the end of the day, you can get screwed over, and then you could just die to him, right? By like a, I don't know. I'm trying to think of who. Like Somax, right? You could just take him against Somax. He doesn't get his additional super attacks besides the guarantee one. He just gets super dies, right? That can happen. Or you could just multiple super and kill Somax in one turn, right? That could also happen. But that's why I feel like this guy just, his performance is just a little more overwhelming than what Carnival Goku's doing. But Carnival Goku, I feel like will be a unit that ages better just because of how he is. But I like this school a lot. Next we have Vegeta and Trunks, and then obviously I'll just put both of these guys on here. Where is Vegeta Trunks? There they are. Then we have Piccolo number 1. I mean, just kind of wrap this up here. Yeah, these guys are good. All right, stacking defensive unit. I feel like they're better than Carnival Goku right now in terms of their placement. Very strong slot 1 unit. Much better leader skill. Lead probably like the second best team in the game, I'd say. Maybe third. I feel like Cooler's better. They can just pretty solid damage. I think people underrate this guy's like damage potential, because they're also stacking attack. They have the guaranteed crits for the turn on their active skill. They could triple super attack. They have building crits here. They're good. Even offensively, I feel they're really, really nice to see. And I don't think they're necessarily going to be pushed out really that quickly in terms of their role. But yeah, I feel that the only issue with this guy is that they're not on too many teams. But they got a team right now with the superheroes buff. You know, we could get a new Bond Master and Disciple leader very easily. Battle Fake could easily get a new leader, right? Even Time Travelers. So there's potential for this guy in the future. They just need to get those extra teams that they could, you know, be Swan and be that slot 1 tank. Because there's not, again, many units that can really be as strong as they are slot 1. Like there's a good amount of slot 1 units, I feel now. But not many units can do exactly what they do in slot 1. Kind of like, you know, a little similar to Golden Frieza. They don't tank as well as Golden Frieza early on, but like as the event goes on, they'll tank better than him, right? I think you guys kind of get the point. This guy's God. I mean, I'm sure he's on both versions at the same time everyone else how good this guy is. It's really the active skill. Once he turns giant form, he just does his kills the enemy. Because he could like triple super. He could super attack 26 times like in this form. And then if you have 2 Piccolos in the same rotation, you could super attack 56 times. He's invincible during that. Like, come on, this guy's stupid. He has a full heal in his back pocket. He's good. He's on so many of these teams. His issue is link set, but I mean, there's ways to work around that. Like, they gave him this support ability. There's the STR Piccolo that's supporting. You know, you can run Tech God Goku even on his team for keys for changing, right? He has this 50% defense raise here compared to like Gohan, for example, released with him when it was only 30%. So if you get the double super attack with his 20% reduction, even with just the 20% damage reduction, that's so useful. And then he could easily take these super attacks from these high bosses, like even in just this Power Awakening Piccolo form. He's dumb, really stupid. That's it. That's my top 10 list. Let me know what you guys think. I will end the video here. I don't want it to be too long. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.